Good, Matt. All right. Appreciate everyone for joining us for Coach Smith's weekly press conference. We'll start with an opening statement from Coach, and then we'll open it up for questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, want to say wish everyone happy Thanksgiving this week. I thought we played a complete game on Saturday. Our goal was to attack for 60 minutes, and I think we accomplished that. Kids played hard. On defense, we set the tone early with a key fourth down stop inside the 5-yard line. And then offensively, we scored on our first 5 possessions, including that 98-yard drive to start the game against a top 15 defense who was allowing under 300 yards per game. We won the battle up front, outgaining them by 100 yards. Nick and Katron combined for 35 touches, 255 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Ethan Grunkemeyer was 11 for 12 and 181 yards and 1 TD, very efficient for the day. We also, in the explosive play battle, had 10 offensive explosive plays and under 5 for the defense, which was positives for us. Offensively, for positives, the 10 explosive plays, the 231 rushing yards, and 181 yards in the air. The rooms for growth for offense, with our offensive line, we had a couple gap scheme pulls where, our first puller didn't make the block, so we just got to get that cleaned up. Defensively, positives, some key fourth down stops. We stopped them 5 of 6 times on fourth down, which is critical in the game and big time for our defense. And that goal line stop that I mentioned earlier, I thought our guys played with great effort and passion on defense. Areas for improvement, the third down, we weren't as good as we would like to be, so we got to get that cleaned up for this weekend. Our special teams positives, we set up 2 scores. We had a 25-yard punt return, and then we had a successful fake punt. Areas for growth, kickoff coverage wasn't as good as it should be, so we'll get that cleaned up. And unfortunately, we missed the extra point, which we'll obviously get that cleaned up as well. Offensive player of the week or of the game was Katron Allen and Nick Singleton. Defensive player of the game was Zane Durant. Special teams player of the game was Dominique Ruley. We look forward to our next opportunity at Rutgers this Saturday. They are hungry. They're fighting for a postseason just like us. I'm excited to face Coach Schiano. He was a coach on staff when I played here, so I know him very well. Proud of our guys and just looking forward to a good week of preparation. Questions?
Start with Zoom. Rich Garcella, followed by Neil Riddell.
Thanks, Greg. Terry, how are you today?
Very good. Thanks. How you doing, Rich?
I'm good. Thanks. Terry, you said last week that you had not had an interview for the permanent job. Have you talked to Pat since Saturday night? And if you haven't, has there been an interview scheduled for this week?
Yeah, right now my focus is, just trying to beat Rutgers and become bowl eligible. I think there will be an opportunity to sit with Pat, and we'll just go from there.
Let's go to Neil Riddell, followed by Mark Wogenrich.
Hey, Terry. I don't know, you probably may have partially answered, but I'll try anyway. I'm just wondering, are you keeping all your options open, or depending on what happens, or has support and your hopes risen to the point that if it doesn't happen, that it won't be as easy to stay?
Not sure what your question was. Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Well, I guess I'm asking at the beginning when this started, you seemed like you were open to everything, different roles, and just, if something would happen that you could stay at Penn State in a capacity. I'm just wondering now, with so much support, has that raised your hopes that if it doesn't work out, you might have to reevaluate it?
Yeah, I reiterate, I love Penn State. I would be open to any possibilities of staying here. Obviously, I would like to be the head coach here. But this week, I'm worried about Rutgers. My goal is to finish this season off with 3 victories in a row, get us bowl eligible, and then get prepared for a bowl game after that.
Let's go to Mark Wogenrich, followed by Bob Flounders.
Hi, Terry, and happy Thanksgiving to you. Thanks for wishing us
Thank
to
you.
us as well. Following up on that, you've said a bunch of times that you'd like to be the head coach here. Why do you think you're the best candidate to be the Penn State's next head coach?
I think no one knows Penn State better than me. Of all the candidates that are out there, I know the history of Penn State. I know the culture, the DNA. I know the locker room. I know administration. I think I'm a good leader. I think I'm a leader of men. And, that will take care of itself when the time comes. My focus right now is obviously we have to beat Rutgers. We approached these last couple weeks as do or die playoff type games, and this is another playoff game for us in our own reality of our world.
Let's go to Bob Flounders, followed by Frank Bodani.
Hi, Terry. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Terry, I know your focus is on Rutgers, but I'm going to ask you about Michael Robinson. I don't know if you're aware of it, but on national TV, he came out and said he supports you as Penn State's next permanent head coach. You're a former captain. He was a captain on that nasty 2005 team that had a really, really good true freshman corner. I'm not going to mention his name. What did that mean to you?
It means everything. Obviously the support that, the lettermen are giving me, especially Michael Robinson doing that. Obviously it means we're doing something right. Just trying to create a culture for our team to play hard, play tough, and for our fans to get behind us and support us and stay in our corner. And they've done that, and hopefully our fans will show up, this weekend at Rutgers, which is sometimes tough because of the holiday weekend, but come on out and support us.
Let's go to Frank Bodani, followed by Mike Gross.
Hey, Thanksgiving blessings to you this week and your family, Terry.
Thank you, Frank.
This 6th win potentially on Saturday, can you talk about the importance to you in this moment for that to happen? Describe that. And if it does, do you have a sense for whether your seniors and your leaders on this team will play in a bowl game no matter what it is?
Yeah, like I mentioned earlier, this is like a playoff game. We're playing to get that extra game. Our guys are excited to finish the year out. So far, preparation has gone great. The energy is still in the building. Yesterday was our reset day. Saturday night, we enjoyed it. Sunday, we come and rehash it, correct it. And then Sunday night, we reset. So the past is the past. Now we move forward. Rutgers is all that matter. It means everything to us in the building, and we're trying to go out and get this victory. In regards to our guys, I would anticipate that our guys are going to play. I'm sure there may be a one-off or two-off here or there with some type of circumstance. We'll just work through that, but I have full anticipation that our guys are going to play.
Last question from Zoom, Mike Gross.
Good afternoon, Terry. How are you?
Very good, Mike. How you doing?
I'm good. Do you prefer pumpkin pie or sweet potato pie?
Sweet potato pie.
That's not my question. That's sort of an inside joke from the Franklin administration. Offensive line on Saturday looked like next level to me. I mean, it was a tremendous performance. And how do you explain that? There's a lot of moving parts in the offensive line. You got to have 5 of them. Are they healthier than they've been? Are they more connected than they've been? I mean, how do you explain it?
There's a point of emphasis that we're going to run the football. Period.
Over here on the right, Mark.
Happy Thanksgiving week, Terry.
Thanks, Mark.
I'm going to go to the other side of the ball. You talked about bringing the Prowler package back, but overall, this defense, everybody was talking about how complicated it was. Why is it working now outside of the Prowler? I mean, in words that humans, normal humans like us could understand, and maybe, coaching geniuses, not that kind of talk.
Yeah. It is working now. We've simplified some things, but it's like experience. The longer you do it, the better it's going to come to you. So, each week there's 2 hard, heavy practices in there. There's maybe 4 total practices a week, and all that time on the field accumulates. So over the course of time, you're going to get better naturally. But I think we have simplified things and slowed it down and took away some of the 3rd and 4th options to what can happen on the defense. And then just allowed our guys to just kind of pin it back and go. And I think Jim has done a really good job of, minimizing calls in the game plan. And I think it's allowed our guys to really accelerate and play better.
Over here in the middle, John.
Hey, Terry. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thanks.
When you first became the interim head coach, we asked you about being the next head coach, and you said you'd be grateful for it, but there wasn't a lot of talk about it. Last week, it seemed like maybe force was not the right. You were more intentional about advocating for yourself for the position. I guess what has changed in recent weeks that you are more intentional about advocating for yourself?
If I don't speak for myself, who will?
Audrey.
It's me. Hey, Terry, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Let's try this again. So you did meet with James, since he's no longer here, and he's told us that he connects with you pretty frequently. What's it meant like to have his support, and what has he maybe told you about being the head guy at this place?
Yeah, I've spoken to James several times, maybe like every other day or so, sometimes every day. Just picking his brain as to, James is very organized and very structured. And just, even something as simple as last week when we lost the staff members, how to reorganize. He's been a mentor to me that I can bounce some ideas off of. And then ultimately I go back and make all the final decisions now. But he's been great. He's been there. And right after the game Saturday, he wished me luck before and then congratulations after.
Over here on the right, Tyler.
Terry, happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Thanks, Tyler.
I'm curious, we heard from Ethan a couple weeks ago, I think on a Zoom, and I brought up the fact that, do you view this as more than just a game by game? Are you auditioning to be the future of the position here at Penn State? I'm curious what you think about his body of work so far. One more start in the regular season left, how he's progressed. And you mentioned the word efficient. How important is that when people are looking for splashy at quarterback sometimes, when you just kind of reliable efficiency?
Yeah, I think Ethan has played really, really well. I thought he played outstanding on Saturday. When you talk about 11 for 12, you say, well, 12 pass attempts isn't a lot. But when you look at how the game played out, we completely dominated the line of scrimmage and run for over 200 yards with the running backs. And then when we did throw the ball, it was down the field. It's 11 for 12 for, I think, 181 yards. Whatever that calculation is per play was bigger than it's been all year. Threw a touchdown. I thought he played outstanding. We had 2 calls where we threw the ball down the field and got pass interference. So those don't show up in the stats, but those are positives to the offense because we're giving our guys an opportunity to make a play and, good things happen for us. So Ethan's he's really progressed. I think between this game and the prior game, Michigan State, I think he really slingshot a little bit. I'm really looking forward to his week this week and really closing out the season on a high note.
Over in the back, Max.
Hey, Terry. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Just to follow up on that, I think 6 of those 12 completions went to different receivers. How have you been able to kind of spread this throughout a receiving corps? That this kind of seems like what it was supposed to look like all season. How have you been able to get it to this point?
Yeah, I'm really happy with how the pass game, the last two games, has evolved. We seem to be able to throw the dig route, the flood concept, which is the deep out. We've taken some shots down the field as well. And just depending on those three calls right there that I just described, those are three different receivers that have opportunities to catch the ball. And then, obviously the play action, like the touchdown on Saturday to the tight end. We want to be efficient. We want to spread the ball out. The key is to be non-predictable. And this past Saturday, we were the most non-predictable we've been all season.
Over here on the left, Joel.
Hey, Terry. Thanks for the time. We heard from Katron after Saturday's game that a few years ago you invited him over for Thanksgiving with your family. Just curious what you remember from that and, what you kind of think it says about the family atmosphere that you've been able to foster, things like that. Thanks.
Yeah, that Thanksgiving, if you get to know Katron, he's a man of very few words. Up until that point, I would see him in the building and I'm like, hey, what's up, fat? And he give you one of those, and he don't really speak. He keep it moving. And then, my nephew Tank was on the team, and he's a fellow running back with him. Katron didn't have anywhere to go for Thanksgiving, so we all drove him back to Pittsburgh with our family and had Thanksgiving with him. And he saw me in a different light. He saw me with my family, my entire family. And, it's really good for our young people to be able to see us as role models differently than coach. See us with our kids, see us with our families. And he saw me differently. And from that day forward, Katron and I become like that. And we have a different relationship now. And I believe in him. He's a fantastic kid. Fantastic player, obviously, but you learn people, and it's about relationships, and that's the beauty of being a coach. You get to build these amazing relationships with these young people.
Over here on the left, Mike.
Happy Thanksgiving, Terry.
Thank you.
You mentioned James, and then there's the departure of people like Kevin Threlkill. Who else? Who do you go to these days? I mean, we're the truth teller. Who do you go to tell you the truth? Who's your inside circle as you're moving forward with these things?
Yeah, I have a circle of people inside and outside the building. I'm not going to name them specifically, but I have a group of about 4 or 5 people that our relationship is built on trust and truth. Even when I talk with Greg and KP, I ask them for the truth, right? So when I leave here, they're going to give me an evaluation of what I said right and said wrong. And I don't want them to sugarcoat to me. I want them to tell me the truth, because that's the only way I can fix it. Just like last week, I made 2 mistakes, right? I didn't answer the one question, and then I misstated, about my hometown. So it's the only way we can get better. And it's the environment I foster as a leader, that we're all going to be told the truth so we can get better, fix it, move on, and get something accomplished. So I have people every day come tell me, hey, you got to do this, you did this wrong, and I encourage that. Just like we're doing to the kids. This can't be a one-way street. And I'll tell the kids as well, sometimes we get animated as coaches, right? And sometimes you're yelling at a kid, and, sometimes you say some things that are reckless. And we never intend to offend them. But if we do, we need that feedback. Coach, don't talk to me that way. And then I know now I can fix that. And if I do it again, then I got a problem. And then we got to fix me. So it's just kind of how we correct each other. And at the end of the day, our goal is to get better and be better, and that's how we're held accountable.
Over here on the right, Daniel.
Happy Thanksgiving, Terry.
Thanks.
On Saturday, Alex Tash and LeVar Arrington both burned their red shirts. What went into the conversations with those players to make those decisions, and why do you feel like that's valuable for both of those guys at this stage of the season to do that?
Yeah, when it comes to those two guys or any guy that's going to burn their red shirt, we have conversations with their family. We make sure that we're in communication with them. Like in LeVar's case, we talked to Big LeVar, and they're totally fine with it. We talked to Alex Tash and his family and his high school coach as well to make sure. So, everyone was on the same page that it was the right thing to do. And we had that open communication, so we're good with it.
Way in the back, T. Frank.
Hey, Terry. Thank you for your time today.
Thanks.
You've been in this seat kind of building things as the season is going along in your image, right? So you take over for James, and I'm assuming a lot of this stuff isn't maybe the way you would have done it. So I'm just curious, like if you were to be the head coach next year, is this the offense you would want to run? What are your philosophies, I guess, as an offensive mind and as a defensive mind?
Well, I'm the head coach right here, right now, so this is my offense, and this is my defense and my special teams. I can't really answer that question because I'm grounded in the moment and just trying to make sure this team is efficient in what we're doing right now. I do like how we played Saturday with balance, almost equal passing yards with rushing yards, physical attacking defense, just like you saw on Saturday. Those are the type of things you're looking for to be successful.
In the front, Audrey.
Terry, under James, he kind of had the policy in place at the end of the year that if a guy announced he was going to enter the portal, he was done, locker cleaned out, moved on. Kind of depending what happens Saturday, stuff could happen in a hurry with you guys. Will that be your policy moving forward, and have you kind of laid that out yet?
We're in a little bit different situation. Our guys are we're in full support of our locker room. We're encouraging our guys to keep an open mind. We don't know what's next, so the most important thing is that we go play hard Saturday. Put on film what you want anybody to know about you on Saturday. We'll cross that bridge when it comes. The difference, I think, too, this year is the transfer portal's later. So they can go in the portal now, but you can't really do anything. We'll just cross that bridge when it comes, though, but we don't have a policy in place right now.
Got time for a couple more questions over here on the right. Tyler?
Hey, Terry. Last time we asked about Andrew Rapplier in this setting on a Monday was during non-conference play, and it was James talking about him knocking off some of that rust still, but I think he's got, doing the math, 5 straight games with 30-plus snaps, 4 straight starts, his first career touchdown. Can you talk about where he's coming along as a guy who missed pretty much all of his redshirt freshman season and what he could mean for this program moving forward on and off the field?
Yeah, Rap's a rare talent. He's big, he's strong, he's tough. When you guys asked the question about what's different with our offensive line, he's one of the difference makers too. We run those 12 personnel sets with the 2 tight ends and sometimes 3 tight ends. He's a road grader. He's the definition of tough, right? He's not the guy you want to meet in the alley because he doesn't know the end of the fight, and you see him out there, he's very animated. He's a big talker, but, man, he backs it up. And so he gives us an identity. And, when I say Terry Smith tough, man, that guy is the first guy in the line.
Got time for one more. John?
Terry, I think we asked you this a few weeks ago, but what have you learned from this process as an interim head coach, and specifically after these 2 wins? Because when we last asked you, you hadn't gotten to experience something like that. So what have you learned about yourself and about the job?
I continue to learn patience. I continue to learn new things about this job. I keep getting new gifts. Like people send random gifts to my house now. It's, you know, right now I'm the head coach at Penn State University. It's a big deal. It's crazy. This job's very busy. You know, when I was an assistant, I always would make comments like, I'm gonna carry my own bag off the bus. And then next thing I know, I'm in that seat and I'm like, well, heck, I'm not going to my room. I'm going to an interview, so my bag has to disappear somewhere. And there's reasons why things are happening that you just don't know. So it's a very, very busy role being a head coach. Someone's knocking on your door every 5 minutes for something that's going on in the program. You know, we have, I don't know, 75, 80, 85 people working in the building, and they all need something, and you have to be the answer. It's good. It's busy. I really enjoy it. You have to be very organized to be successful in this role, because a lot of things can go over your head.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks.